I'm Steve Coleno. Before we go any further, I want to be clear. These are confidential remarks intended only for this audience. Here's the core idea behind everything we're about to discuss. People don't buy the plane, they buy the destination. They don't get excited about engines, specs, or features until they believe the destination is worth the trip. But in sales, we often do the opposite. We explain the plane in detail and hope people imagine the future on their own. Today is about changing that, about learning how to sell the future your buyer wants, not the product that gets them there. Buyers don't make decisions based on features. They decide based on the future they believe they're stepping into. When we lead with features, we force prospects to do mental translation work. Most won't bother, not because they're uninterested, but because they're overloaded. People don't buy what something is. They buy what it allows them to become. This is the old approach, and it doesn't work anymore. We're an AI CRM with automation. That statement might be true, but it's meaningless to a buyer. When you lead with what your product is, you're asking prospects to figure out why it matters. Most won't. They'll smile, nod, and move on. Confusion doesn't repel buyers. Indifference does. Now listen to the difference. Teams like yours stop missing follow-ups and close deals faster because nothing slips through the cracks. We didn't explain the product. We described the result. That's what creates instant recognition. People pay attention when they can see themselves in the outcome. People don't buy tools. They buy emotional outcomes. They buy relief when long-standing problems finally stop draining them. They buy momentum when progress replaces frustration. They buy control when chaos turns into predictability. If your message doesn't help them feel the outcome, it won't move them. Every feature has to earn its place. Start with the feature, what it technically does. Then explain the impact, what it enables or prevents. Finally, translate it into a personal benefit, how their day actually improves. If a feature never reaches that final step, it shouldn't be front and center. Here's what this looks like in practice. The feature is automated workflows. The true impact is eliminating repetitive manual work. The benefit is 2 hours back in your day to focus on what actually matters. That's more compelling than improved efficiency because it's human and specific. You have about 3 seconds to earn attention. In a world full of noise, the message that wins isn't louder, it's clearer. When you focus on outcomes instead of features, people lean in, not because you're flashy, but because you're easy to understand. Price only feels high when the future feels uncertain. Prospects aren't comparing your price to competitors. They're comparing it to what they believe will actually improve. When outcomes are vague, cost feels risky. When outcomes are clear, value becomes obvious. One of the most powerful stories you can tell is transformation. Start with the before, the friction, the missed opportunities, the frustration. Then describe the shift. Early wins, progress, momentum. End with the after. Clarity, confidence, and predictable results. When buyers feel seen in the before, they trust you with the after. Great selling isn't about pushing. It's about guiding discovery. Ask what happens if nothing changes. Ask what success looks like if this is solved. Ask what this means personally, not just professionally. The right questions create urgency without pressure. Feature dumping overwhelms people. Vague promises feel empty. Inside-out thinking puts your product ahead of their reality. Hype without substance destroys trust. Clear outcomes, grounded language, and restraint outperform every time. Here's a simple test. Read your message out loud. If you hear features before outcomes, if you hear jargon before clarity, if you hear we before you, revise it. Every word should move the buyer closer to the destination. Audit your messaging and hunt for personal benefits. Rewrite your homepage, pitch opening, and core email. Train your team to translate features into outcomes together. Measure what resonates. And refine constantly. This isn't a one-time change. It's a new way of thinking. The shift from selling the plane to selling the destination is what separates good teams from exceptional ones. Your prospects are waiting for someone who understands them, someone who respects their intelligence, someone who can clearly show them a better future. Be that someone. This has been Confidential Remarks.